Hey friends, welcome back to the Art Lab. Today we're doing a little bit of a risky experiment. I bought $100 of art supplies from Temu, and honestly, I'm a little skeptical. I bought these to answer one question. Can these cheap mystery supplies stand up to industry standards like Posca, Molotow, and Liquitex? Or are they just a scam in a shiny package? I'm not testing everything that I bought, but I will show you what all I could get for $100. So we're starting off here with a 100-pack of alcohol markers. We've got acrylic paint pens with a brush tip. They kind of look like Poscas. We have acrylic paints in a tube with a brand that I've not heard of. I thought I was getting a good deal on gel pens, but turns out they're just gel pen refills. Got some metallic paint pens. They are called mirror pens. We've got some fine liner pens that look like knockoff microns. Forever pencils. Some blending tools. A palette that attaches to the top of a mason jar. A sharpener for fine points. I don't normally use pencil cases, but I had to get this alien case. I got some super thin masking tape, but was kind of bummed that it was damaged. Plastic triangle corner paper clips. Some paint containers that look like the ones you get with paint by numbers. A 6-pack of embroidery bookmarks. A pack of paper strips for paper stars. A variety pack of round tip brushes. A weird pack of paper that puffs up when you paint on it. I thought I was getting watercolor postcards, but these are 3x4 shiny textured cards. A pack of gold leaf. A mechanical pencil where the end comes off and becomes a tip sharpener. More blending tools. Origami paper puppies. Pre-treated cyanotype paper. A tiny pack of opalescent watercolors. White gel pens that look like Sakura Jelly Roller knockoffs. White acrylic paint pens. Blending stumps. A random set of brush tip markers. Calligraphy pens. Here's a shout out to those 90s kids with the Microsoft Paint sticky notes. You might remember these from my colored pencil knockout video. I have 72 unbranded color pencils. So here's those gel pen refills. I wasn't sure what to expect from them, but they actually turned out pretty nice. The laydown was smooth, the pens didn't really skip, which is cool. These neon pens were not too bad. They didn't seem super transparent like other cheap neon colors. And the metallics weren't bad either. Honestly, if I would have bought actual gel pens, I would probably use these. To test out these dual tip brush pens, I got out a similar palette of Tombow dual tip brush pens that are also water soluble. So now I'm just testing out both sides. One is a brush tip, one is a fine tip. I didn't have the exact same colors in Tombow, but I chose the ones that were as close as I could get. I thought these were supposed to be water soluble like the Tombow pens, but I guess not. Tombow, if you wet the ink, it should spread around a little bit. They're not quite like watercolor markers, but it helps to make them blend easier. This mechanical pencil was kind of cool. I wore down the tip by scribbling, and then you take the end off and you sharpen the tip again, which is kind of nice. Although I will say it doesn't catch the shavings, so you kind of have to be careful once you sharpen it, not to get the shavings everywhere. I've never seen one of these before, so I had to buy it. It's a clip that you clip onto your sketchbook, and then as you're drawing, when you need a super fine tip, you just take your pencil and you shave it down. The texture of the surface is coarse, kind of like a microplane grater. I guess the pocket's there to catch shavings, but when you use a horizontal like this, the shavings just kind of stay on the metal plate. I'm kind of picky about my watercolors because you can buy some ones that are not great for cheap, and then you can buy some that are super expensive and amazing. I didn't expect these pearl colors to show up so well on black paper, so I'm actually kind of impressed with them. After the colors dried, they didn't really even seem to fade. I've never used these before. These are forever pencils. So apparently you can use them quite a bit without the tip wearing down. I didn't really expect a lot from them, and I honestly expected a super light laydown, which is exactly what I got. So I guess if you're making notes with these would be kind of cool, but they would be kind of hard to make artwork with. Unless you're going on like a trip and you just don't want to take a lot of supplies. I mean, they're cool, but I don't really see a practical use for them in everyday artwork. This also was something else that's new to me. I've never seen this before. It's a paper that when you paint on it, it's supposed to puff up like 3D. I don't know if anybody remembers those little towels that you would get where they're like super tiny and then you get them wet and then it becomes a full washcloth. That's kind of what this paper is like. So it's cool to use, kind of fun to see it puff up, but I don't know that there's really a practical use for it. Next up, we're testing these Posca knockoffs. These are acrylic paint pen markers, and they have a brush tip on them, and they come in quite a few colors. But you guys, you cannot tell anybody I'm about to say this. These were actually really nice markers. As a matter of fact, they're so nice, I think they might be better than Posca. Here's the thing. I don't know 100% if they are knockoffs. The packaging is so similar to Posca as far as the font and the bright colors. If they truly are real markers from a brand that just likes to use similar packaging, cool. I don't like to support knockoffs, but I think I am gonna add these to my everyday collection. When I tested them one-on-one with my Poscas, it seemed that these acrylic brush pens were more opaque, and they had a little bit better of a laydown. They're not perfect, but compared to the Poscas I had to put several layers down to get full coverage. With the acrylic brush pens, I only had to put 1 or 2 layers down, and it was completely opaque. These acrylic paints I've never heard of before, but I'm gonna test them against my Liquitex Basics. My experience with cheap paints like this is that they're very transparent for acrylic paints. So we'll see how they hold up against the Liquitex. This paint set came with some really cheap brushes. Some of the bristles are already coming out. Honestly, the paint's not terrible. It's not taking very many layers to build up color. This was just a quick test, so I can't really say how the quality is. It's not bad. I think if you wanted to use these as a starter set, they would be great. I still really like my Liquitex though. I was really curious about these mirror paint pens. I'm not a huge fan of using metallic colors all the time, but I do really like having a nice silver and a nice gold for some accents. I had a little accident here when I started the pens. Usually with pump pens, if you press a couple times, the paint will come out slow, but one push on these metallic pens and the paint just overflowed. For comparison, I used a gold manga liner pen, and then I also have a Multo chrome pen. The results were okay. My manga pen is not a true mirror pen, but I thought it would be fun to compare the gold metallic. I will say though that the mirror pens were very oily and they left oil stains on my paper. There were so many markers. I'm also still finding random markers on my floor. I will say, I was impressed that these markers came with some test sheets and then some different liner pens. I don't really work with markers that often, so I didn't pull any professional markers that I have, like Copic or the new brand Ohuhu. But the colors were nice on these. Out of the few that I tested, I didn't come across any that were dry, and they blended okay too. I think this would be a good starter set for someone. I will say I do prefer a brush tip, and these came with a chisel tip on one side and a fine tip on the other. These markers were pretty juicy, which I do expect from professional markers, so they did bleed through a couple of pages. There was only one product that stood up to the Pro brand, these Guangna 60-piece acrylic brush markers. I'm not a huge fan of knockoffs, but these really held their own compared to Posca. As surprising as it is, I will be adding these to my supply stash. I would use these again. So the experiment is complete. The results? You mostly get what you pay for. I'm not a big fan of Temu. I feel like I get duped every time. I won't be replacing my professional supplies with these anytime soon. I test these so you don't have to waste your money. So stick to the brands you trust for your serious work. Thanks for visiting the lab. Subscribe to stay up to date with my latest videos. See you next time.